Hey there guys, welcome back. My name's Sadaplays. I hope you're all well. In today's video, we are playing Memories of Mars. Memories of Mars is an open world survival game. You play a clone that's just woken up from a cloning facility, and then you have to survive on the red planet. There might be a few questions in your mind about the clips at the beginning of the video. Why did I shoot at a friendly guy? How did I get this base? All will become apparent later on in the video. All I'm going to say is sometimes things aren't always what they seem at first glance. So first things first, I needed to customize my gear into a lovely red color to hopefully try and camouflage myself against the Martian landscape. After walking through a little valley, I saw this massive light going into the air, and I knew what this was. This is a random PvP event. Each one of those letters that you see dotted around there is a flops machine. If you register at that machine and nobody else takes it over, you start to earn flops, which is a currency that you use to unlock attributes in your skill tree. It's pretty much the money of the game. When I first got here, it didn't seem that dangerous, and then after running into them spiders straight away, we were really lucky to survive that. But I needed to get to that B point to register at it to start earning these flops. But them spiders might not be the only danger around these parts. There could be players too. After creeping around from terminal to terminal, we actually got 200 flops per machine, so we got quite a lot of money out of that, quite a lot of flops, and that was enough to go into our skill tree and to unlock an assault rifle and a 2x scope. So then we could customize that, make it look really cool, and it was time to go out with our new gun and explore Mars. But this time we had some protection. This is one of my favourite things about Memories of Mars, is just exploring the landscape, especially at night. It's absolutely beautiful, and you always come across like interesting and varied settlements and machinery, all sorts of strange things. But a little bit later on, I come across something that I really wish that I didn't. After a little while of exploring the Martian landscape, I come across this town. When I got there, it all seemed kind of quiet, but then I knew that this wasn't going to have a happy ending. After killing a few AI robots, I felt a little tense in my shoulders, so I thought maybe I could get a massage here and relax a little bit. It's very stressful trying to survive on Mars. But unfortunately for me, the only massage I was going to get was off a deaf robot. After getting a very bad massage from that robot, its little legs are too hard to I don't know, I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't a good massage. Anyway, after my deaf robot massage, I decided to go into the town and look for some more loot. And this decision was going to come back to haunt me. Oh my god, we actually went down to them robots. Now I've got a limited time to get back, get my loot, and then try and get out of this town. If I don't find my loot in time, it's going to despawn, and we're going to lose everything. Luckily, I found my gear, and now I should just get out of here. Actually, I think I might just loot these containers for a little bit. What could possibly go wrong? Now with my loot and even more loot that I found, I can just go now, can't I? Oh god. After making my way back to the town again, I could look on my map to see the death marker, exactly where I died, and then I can just get my loot, and then I can just leave this town with all of my lovely loot. There didn't seem that many spiders around at the moment. It seemed quite quiet. This town was absolutely infested with these robot spiders. I just needed to grab my loot and get out of here. It's okay, I managed to move my loot a little bit closer to the door. When I go back, there won't be that many spiders. Some well-deserved orange juice. That actually wasn't that bad, getting my gear back. It only took me like 2 or 3 times. Actually, why can't I walk? I seem to be really heavy. Oh god. Just ignore them 7 3D printers that I've got in my inventory, which you get 1 for every time you spawn. 7 times, guys. 7 times. I would actually say that if you get this game and you go into areas on your own, you should be really, really careful. It's probably better to go in as a group, so at least then you can support each other. So, lesson learned for me, the big towns are very dangerous for a solo player. So I decided to have a little look around Mars and find some less dangerous places to loot. and I actually stumbled across this place. It looked like some kind of accident with previous clones, previous survivors, and they dropped all their loot. This was actually insane loot for not that much risk. By now, I had so much loot on me. It was time for me to build a base, to build some storage, to hide all this gear, because if I got killed, I was going to lose it all. And then I heard what I thought was another player. And then I saw him. It looked like he had an assault rifle in his hands, and then he started acting friendly. After everything I'd been through, I just couldn't take the risk. After shooting at that guy, I chased after him and I just couldn't find him anywhere. And then I saw him standing on top of a rock. When I looked round the other side of the rock, this guy had just disappeared. I didn't know where he'd gone. And then I looked down on the floor below the big rock, and I think I knew what had happened. After killing that guy, I actually did feel a little bit bad, but I had so much to lose and I'd been through so much that I just had to kill him. And then I got distracted by these meteors coming out of the sky and I started to follow them. But karma in survival games doesn't get distracted. And it was about to catch up with me. I just got so tunnel visioned looking at these comets coming down and wanted to find out what was in the impact area that I didn't realise that as a clone you're only allowed in certain areas on the map. If you go outside of that you start to take damage, and well, being weak in this environment is never good, especially when there's these robot killer spiders about. After dying up on that mountainside, I actually didn't get back to my body. I'd lost all of my loot now. So that was karma, I accept it. I shouldn't have killed that guy. But now, maybe I was going to get a little bit of good fortune. This base I'd stumbled across had these supply trackers in, and I was going to use them, and maybe hidden, buried out there somewhere on Mars, with some really good loot. So I took these supply trackers out of his base and I started to search for what hidden loot there was on Mars. After using all 3 of them supply trackers, I had found so much materials now, enough to make a base. You may be wondering what all that loot is there in the storage. I have no idea. This wasn't my base. I just found this base in the middle of nowhere and it was unregistered. The guy that built it hadn't registered at it yet. Or maybe more than one person can register at it. But registering at this chamber meant that every time I died, I could just respawn back in this base. So theoretically, this was my base now. After all of the crazy experience that I'd been through on Mars, I just wanted to walk around at night, relax and look at some of the sights. And I had this strange feeling, a feeling like I needed to go home, back to the cloning chamber. After a long, arduous journey, I finally found the cloning chamber, where it all started, where I came out of, and I wanted to know more. I wanted to know if there was any other clones in there. I wanted to know what was going on. This place was so different to how it was when I was born here. All the other chambers here were empty now, before they had people in. It felt so strange to be here again. So strange. That's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed coming along on my adventures on Mars. Memories of Mars is out June the 5th. I really enjoy it. I hope you guys do too. There's a link in the top line of the description of the video where you can download it. It's on Steam at the moment on PC. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy Memories of Mars, and I will see you guys next time.